Hi and welcome back. If you are a first-time viewer to my channel, this is all about my toy soldier collection. In each episode I try to do a theme related to the pieces I have collected over the years. My collection is not large, but it has some variety, and I try and add a little something to each video. Today I want to talk to you about the French Foreign Legion. The Legion, or as it's known in France, La Légion étrangère, has a history with the French military going back to the early 1800s. It has become linked to France's colonial history and the wars or conflicts that France has been involved in since the Legion's creation.
The Legion has been depicted in many feature-length movies, documentaries, shows, plays, fiction, and non-fiction works. The list is endless. In the realm of toy soldiers, it's hard not to find a maker in the past or today who has not made at least one figure. My collection of Legionnaires began as a result of a trip we made to Paris in 2011. While there, we traveled or walked around most of the city, saw all the major attractions and then some. I think our ability to speak French made the city and its people more accessible to us. One of the stops we made were at two stores that interested me the most. The first was the Opla de Tan. This store is said to have had a continuous history going back to 1775. It is located in a quiet side street in the 6e arrondissement, nestled in with a number of small bistros and restaurants. On the day we visited, the owner's wife was in the shop. As she explained, her husband was ill and she was covering off for him. The shop is quite small and to my recollection was almost exclusively mignon with a few tradition of London figures. We looked at the displays and conversed with the proprietor en français. Eventually I purchased these figures. I bought these because to choose other figures was just too hard and overwhelming. There were too many choices of pre-Napoleonic, Napoleonic, and for the most part, I don't collect French figures, but these Legionnaires fit the bill. They are quintessential mignon in style and painting. The uniforms are not modern, but still classic, and I think they are a good representation of toy Legionnaires. As you will see in my other videos, my bias is towards French toy soldiers with a history in New France. As we concluded our purchase, the owner stopped and went into the back room of the shop, and soon emerged with a number of sheets of printed paper soldiers. She told us that she wanted us to have one at no charge, and this is the one we selected. I think it's amazing how simply being polite, respectful, and showing an interest in her store, she reciprocated in this manner. I think speaking French didn't hurt either. Days later, we were in the premier arrondissement at the Palais Royal, and we entered Les Drapeaux de France. This is another interesting store and worth the time to stop by and check out its figures. It does more than just toy soldiers, but it also carried mignon. Again, my eye was caught by these more modern Legionnaires. They measure about 54 millimeters, but take a look at the detail and painting on the figures, plus the base, which replicates the cobblestones you see in historic sites or small villages or towns in France. The employees here were also extremely patient and helpful and enjoyed talking with us. Now I know there are some viewers who will be blinking at the two sets of Legionnaires and wondering how both can be made by CBG Mignon. I think we all agree that the set of 5, which are, by the way, labeled on the base as being from the 2e étrangère, are classic Mignon. But as to the more modern group of 7, I'll refer you to this book and its reference to these modern Mignon pieces. If you look carefully at the base of these figures, you would also see that they are identical to the set of 5 and that they're merely soldered on to the cobblestone base. Well, that's it for my Legionnaires purchased on a trip to Paris. I'll leave a link to the two shops, and if you're ever there, stop in and see what they have to offer. I hope you enjoyed this very short video, and if so, hit the like or subscribe buttons.